Hello there guys, my name is Jay or DA and welcome back to another episode of Empyrion, where today we need to go and get some fuel for our tools because we are running low on biofuel. We only have one sort of carton of it left, and we have the bike now, which is great, so we can go on a bit of an adventure over here to the water, because this is quite a big area of water, and big area waters mean that we have the chance of getting seaweed and stuff like that. Now, we do need some oxygen tanks, which thankfully we managed to obtain some, so we've got that available. We're going to take our med gear and food with us, and if we pick up anything we'll bring it back with us. We haven't shot off any of our bullets yet, which is good. I'm just going to reload this though, just in case. And we are going to head out. Now, we are facing the wrong way for the ocean. The ocean is more this way, so we're just going to kind of floor it. We may end up getting off the bike at some point to come back up this hill because we are on a bit of an awkward location. But is that the water that we're going towards? Oh, this is the smaller bit of water. It's all around here, so we're actually pretty close by to all the water. It's not a massive jaunt at all. It's just the bike obviously does help out with this sort of travelling that we're going to be doing around the planet, with saving on just our general self, because we don't want to be using up too much of our stamina and stuff. Oh my god. And there goes the bike. I kind of just lost it underwater, so we need to go and really pick it up. But we need to go under here anyway to get some seaweed. And talking of seaweed, we've just found some. We have just found some. So, and there's quite a lot of it knocking around here, which is good. Is the motorbike legitimately jumping, or is it just the game going a bit mad? I'll get these because these are helpful as well. Yeah, so the motorbike was kind of spazzing out a little bit then, but we're gonna just do a left shift and F. There we go. So we've retrieved the bike, which is all good, because we don't really want to be losing out on the bike because we've only just made it. Right, what we got here? We got some pentaxid, which is good for warp drives. Now, I'm gonna probably need to spend more time underwater. Now, I like how the fact with this release they've got promethium stone under the water. So if there's nothing close by and you need promethium, go and check underwater, because it's a lot more rewarding going on underwater now, which is good because you obviously have all of this stuff that you can just pick up. And again, seaweed's quite useful because it provides fuel as well as it provides like food. You can make dried seaweed and it's actually pretty damn tasty. So we've got 32 seaweed, and I'm just going to try and push that up to like 40, 50 maybe, and then we should be able to produce enough fuel to keep us going for now, which is excellent. And I'm also going to take some nommies, some akua berries, just to keep myself occupied. And yeah, so engage swimming mode, so we can just paddle around a little bit better. And what are we on? We're on 37. So we do need to just find a bit more, and then with that like 50 odd that we'll get, we should have a good amount that we can utilise for fuel and food. Because the one thing I'm always curious about with this is food. I'm always concerned for food, because in my life as a whole, I concern myself with food probably too much, and people around me could probably say the same. Like if I'm going somewhere like new, I'm like, well, where's the nearest place to get food? Because why not? Why not concern yourself with that sort of stuff? It's critical for me, so I'm gonna make it critical in this game. And also, we've just picked up some goodness in terms of levels as well. So we've actually got some levels, and it's daytime. Yay! And there is a weird there's a weird thing there. So we're gonna just approach the beach 0, so we can swim back up. We're gonna turn our helmet off. This thing no doubt will try and attack me and try and kill me, so we're just kind of gonna completely annihilate him. In which enemies have actually got considerably stronger. I'm not sure if anyone else has noticed this, but enemies that I've had to kill and attack in multiplayer and stuff like that have been considerably tougher to kill. And I'm talking about like the locals, the like the the tribes people, I really did struggle killing them before because they just wouldn't die. Yeah, it's a Triceratops. I ain't seen one of them in a while. It's one thing that I never really saw too much in the last playthrough we did when we were on Akua. It's a bit of a random thing, but I saw more of those weird sort of things drifting around with their babies, but didn't really see too much of anything else. This bike sounds super weird. I kind of prefer this noise because it's a little bit less taxing on your ear holes, which is good, rather than that Harley Davidson sort of sounding thing, because from what I'm aware this is meant to be like a bit of an electric bike, so for an electric bike to be making the noise of a petrol engine is a little bit strange. So yeah, but here we are, we're back home, so we can just park the bike somewhere. Let's drop it outside this door, there we go, and we can process this stuff. We're going to process this into food, because I obviously need food. Alien thorns, seaweed, that. So we need fuel, don't we? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think 6 would be more than enough until you can get the new thing. In fact, I say that. What do we need to make these? We need metal components to make these, and we need metal components to. So we could get the multi-tool right now and then. So we'll actually get that. I think it's metal components or metal pieces, I'm not sure. So wait for all this fuel to produce, leave it to do its thing. We get the multi-tool and hopefully we can pull up these seeds and try and... I'm thinking of trying encompassing this more into a room. So we'll have to get some wood and some stone, which thankfully is there's a lot around us, and we can sort of start adding to the base. And maybe make a bit of a landing pad. Once you've got a landing pad sorted, what can happen from there is we can of course make a... I want to make a flying vessel more than a mining vessel, because it's just preference, but I'm kind of going off of what worked best last time, and the flying vessel was a lot more useful. But then again, the hover vessel sort of got me from to from. And let's talk about the New Dawn, because a lot of you guys were saying, well, if you're going to be rebuilding the New Dawn, someone of you guys said it's going to be called it should be called the 6.0 because it just makes sense, which it does. And also, what I've planned to do instead, if I actually go into the blueprint section, the old New Dawn was a level 20 capital vessel, and that was obviously because it had all the odds and ends and bits and gubbins in. Now, what I'm trying to do is I've basically almost finished off the New Dawn 6.0 that I want to use and release. So the idea is if I could finish it off, like properly get it all finished off, what we can then do is we can produce the New Dawn 6.0 within the factory and then do it that way. So we could load up one of these, go to factory, and then we could go in here and start dropping the resources in that we need. And that's basically what I want to do, because I don't want to be standing here building the ship, because I want to be able to develop it in creative and then basically bring it in, because the New Dawn was a purely survival build. And it was great, but it was very difficult to kind of test and check things. So what I'm thinking of doing instead is doing it that way, just because it's a lot easier in a sense to do it like that than to fart around with it with gravity and stuff, because obviously we have gravity on Akua and it means that the ship would fall to the floor. And where I've actually got the control block, the core block, is in like the middle of everything, if that makes sense. So I don't want any of those complications. I want to be able to build a ship and drop it in. My only other concern is that the New Dawn 6.0 is a class 2 vessel, and it is absolutely freaking massive. So we're going to have to be sort of stockpiling stuff. It has space for 1, 2, 3. It has space for 5 other small ships inside it. That's one large hangar with 2 separate hangars. So we've got like separate rooms for different kind of vessels and stuff, and it's going to have a lot more space on it, and it's just generally bigger. and it has a really cool design to it that I don't want to let on too much, but it has a really cool design on it that sort of allows for better exploration of planets. And if we got a big ship early on, that means we can fly around more of the planets and whatever else. Then the only thing I haven't done with it yet is put like the warp drive in and stuff like that, just because we don't sort of I haven't got that far with it yet. I've got the outside external looks for it done. I'm just kind of working on everything else at the moment. So yeah, it's getting there, and you guys are gonna really love it, but it's gonna take a bit of time to get to that point, if that makes sense. Just because how, just purely how much. It's just how much material it's going to take. It will take an absolute shoot ton of material, and it will be seriously worth it. After all, it will seriously be worth it because it's such a monstrosity of a ship. It's badass as hell, and it's another. I hate to get you guys excited from some of the stuff I've built in the past, but it's another one of those ships that I've built while I had something to drink. And I know it sounds bad, but when I build stuff on Space Engineers, Empyrion, any other building game, me having a drink is it does sound ridiculous when I say it like this, but when I have a drink, it aids that process, and I can basically sit there and just try out new things without really throwing caution to the wind. So it's one of those things that I do occasionally, and it just works. So yeah, I would say drink responsibly, just to be a good adult. But yeah, that's how I tend to work on strange and crazy things, while getting a little bit strange and crazy myself. Right, so we have some multi-charges now, which is good. So we have the ability to strip material down, which means we can go and travel out to find new things and whatever else and get some materials. Because I don't want to be standing around doing all this shit. So we have the Crash Titan, which is over there, which of course we can strip down materials from. And we will have to find the core of that. Or I think it's on the back part you have to find the core, because yeah. So what we'll have to do is we can head over there, strip off a lot of it, get lots of materials, and start building out a little landing bay for this ship that we want to fly around with and stuff, and just get some general resources anyway, because we need them. It's something that we do need. Right, we have food. Just producing water at the moment, just because we've got some water keg things that could be used up. So we'll use them up, and then we can get some seaweed. And yeah, but I think we don't really need to be here while that does that. What we can do, zoom back up a bit, we're going to head off this way to the Crash Titan, which, yeah, it's this way. So we're going to go up and then down a hill, I believe. Yeah, there it is. So we just head over there, we can pick up some componentry, bring it all back, happy days, and we're just going to try and utilise these crashed things a lot more, because in the last sort of series of it, I've not really dedicated series to this, but in the last sort of episodes we've had, hello locals, we haven't really done that, where we haven't really used these too much. Only really towards the end when I started getting low on materials. But I cannot change this structure. You cannot change this structure with the multi-tool. Oh, I can. I just need to find the core block. Nope. Nope. Wait for my jetpack boost to actually fully... There we go. So why can't I change this structure with the multi-tool? I want to deconstruct. I understand it's probably that there's a core block knocking around here somewhere, but where it is, I'm not particularly too sure. So I don't think we are going to be able to strip this down. I think we're going to have to sort of keep driving a little bit, doing some proper Bear Grylls exploration, because I can't see anything. But I didn't notice these before, though. There are things in the ground and they have stuff, which is good. Oh my god, yes, ingots. Should be another one around here. Let's drill. If there was one there, there should be another one somewhere around here. I will find you. Yes, found buried treasure. Oh my god, we have rifle upgrade kits, pistol upgrade kits, shotgun shells, projectile pistols, and a shotgun. My god. I think we're going to do some excavation, because I think this goes down further than it leads on. So, this is actually more buried than I first thought. Jesus, look at this. Oh my god, it just goes down and down and down. Is there a floor to this? There is indeed. We could probably find the core block by doing this, just excavating the shit out of this. Give us plenty of stone as well, which we'll need to use for the building. So we need stone. We also need to kind of dig this up a bit to try and see what we can find. So yeah, we're doing this. We are doing this. And then what I can do is hopefully, if we find that core block that's knocking around, we can destroy that and then use this ship as a thing to strip off parts from. So this is all going pretty well. I'm kind of stuck on the ledge. Alright, this room seems a bit iffy, so we're gonna drill this out as well, because I'd imagine there'd be something in this room. You could only imagine there would be something, wouldn't you? Because it's just too weird to have a big old empty room here. There best be something here. If we get down to the floor level, wasn't there an elevator as well that I went down? And whether I could push down that elevator and maybe dig out a lot of the stuff there. How far does this go? How far does this go? Let's reload. It goes down pretty far. It's just trying to prove if there's something under all this. I can't really go much faster without upgrading my drill, but I haven't really got the upgrade for the drill yet. Talking of which, I will have some points to use up, so let's just double check my points. Tech tree, tools. No, I don't even have the ability to get like the second thing yet. That's like level 7, we're only level 5. We're gonna want small vessel stuff though, aren't we? So we're gonna have to unlock some of this stuff. Generator, fuel tank, O2, cockpit, landing gears, armor locker, there we go. Guns, have no points left at all pretty much. This is something very, very simple now. There we go, there's all our points gone. We have so much stone we're getting. Which will be useful. Right, do I try this point here? If I try this point. Whoa! Just push me away, why don't you? There's a light here, so just keep going deeper and deeper. Does this just break through to the other side? Or is this a legitimate doorway? This is a legitimate doorway. What's through this door? What is through this mystical door? I feel like freaking, I don't know, I feel like it feels like a mummy film right now. Can I break this door down with this gun? How much damage did that do? We're gonna be here for a while, but it's doable. I've got C4 back at the place. I could probably break this down. Oh, there we go, I've done it. That was easier said than done, there we go. So does this breaks into another room. Which is buried, I think. Oh, but it goes into this room. So that's the doorway into this room, but there is stuff lying underneath it all. I never thought I'd be digging out the front end of a ship. Very random time. We got a control panel here, it looks of things. That's a control panel. We got another on the opposite side. Yep. So we got quite a lot going on down here. We got some things. So we can only hope that if we drill forwards or come in contact with a core block that's nicely placed in the centre that we can get rid of. We could use a mining vessel for this, but we don't have the tech to even think about that. So for anyone screaming at me saying get a ship, I can't really, unless it's level 1 and has basically nothing on it. Alright, so we've got that. And we're still trying to pummel our way through all of this stone. Can I use this? No. I've only got the one mode on the drill that can get through this stone. Nothing else can go to cut it quickly. So we're just stuck drilling a big freaking hole in the ground. Yay! If I just stand here and just let it do its thing. Eat some more Akua berries. What time of day is it? It's going dark. Cool. There we go. Let's pick up my mess. There's got to be like a core block knocking around here, isn't there? Got to be. We could always try a different spot like here and sort of meet up with that. Just drill in a bit of a line. There we go. This is working. Yeah, this is working. Alright, this is. Also, what sort of capabilities do you got? Being as you guys are gonna like be downloading, hopefully the new Dawn 6.0 at some point. Being as you guys are doing that, what sort of stuff would you like? What sort of capacities would you like the ship to have? So I'm gonna make it a purely explorational vessel with lots of guns. I'm gonna try and keep the same sort of style as the old New Dawn, but with added features and added look, as well as it to be a bit more tactical in the way it's designed. But what sort of things would you guys like to have? Because again, I'm building it for myself, but you guys are ultimately gonna wanna mess around with it and play with it as well. So I don't just want to be building it for myself and you know and miss out on things that you guys want it to have. I'm going to try and also incorporate teleporters into it, because you can get teleporters now which you can have on your ship, and you can also have a teleporter on like a planet. So you can park your ship next to a planet and then essentially have like a it's like Stargate. So you can have a teleporter on your ship and a teleporter on the planet, and you can sort of warp down to them, which is something I'm going to really enjoy, because you'll be able to park your ship in the atmosphere or just outside the atmosphere of a planet and then just zump down, rather than farting around with all this other shit like having to fly and losing fuel. I don't think we're going to get too much further with this at the moment, so we could kind of just leave this. We've kind of salvaged a lot of it. Where's the bike at? The motorbike was out the front, wasn't it? Yeah. Let's take a run round, and I didn't go as planned, but we got some more resources that we missed out on last time, which I'm good about, because those resources are actually gonna be very useful to us. Let's head back to our survivors camp, which is just over here. And again, 400 meters is being covered quite easily with this bike, rather than having to walk for 5 minutes here, there, and everywhere. So and it's also not making too much of a meal of this incline either. If you come at the inclines with speed, you can kind of get back up. If you sort of go in from stop, it's a bit useless. But we just made it back up in a record time. Check that out. And just crash it. Ditch it here. There we go. And what we picked up was some iron, cobalt, copper, silicon, neodymium, as I can never say it, and just shitloads of other ores. And again, these upgrade kits, rifle upgrade kits, pistol upgrade kits. Well, we've got 3 of those. How do we utilise those? Do we kind of just combine them? Or what? Intermediate product chooses a component for processing into a more complex product. So if we don't have the templates for that, we can't make it, I don't think. Please tell me in the thingy below about these kits, because they seem useful. I'm excited to have them, but I'm not sure what they do, which is always fun. I think once I start unlocking stuff, I might get them, might understand them a bit more. But at least we have a shotgun, so if we do ever need a lot stronger powers to kill stuff, we can. We have got that, so shotguns are a lot better anyway. And then we have this multi-tool. We can tear up these crops that we have knocking around the corner, because they're dead. That's one, there's one, there's one. And they literally die and you don't pick them up. You get 50 XP for collecting them, but you get nothing else. So we're not going to farm at this moment in time. We just have to live off the land. Yeah, good times. So we have goods. What could we make? What can we make that's gonna improve the base? Well, we've got rock dust, which we can make into some cement, which we can make some blocks out of. So we can do that, and then once we've got some cement, we can make some concrete blocks. We make steel blocks if we want to, but steel is too expensive at the moment. We'll keep everything in its sort of raw format. Still got some seaweed left, which doesn't have a lifespan. So seaweed's kind of perfect. You couldn't just use it without really. You could just kind of keep it in here in its undying state and just do it. That's pretty cool. Alright, let's dump this in here. How many have we got? 36. I should have about 40 by then. 38. It's not too bad. So while that's doing that, we have some timber that we can also refine. We've got 8 timber. It takes 4 wooden planks to produce 2 blocks. So we kind of can just hodgepodge something. I'm thinking we could extend out this way over the hill, and then we've got like a nice clear landing bay. So I'm just going to have to tidy up this wall section here, and we can sort of strip these blocks down. I mean, they can be reused elsewhere, which is good. It's just I want to add on. I'm not sure whether this is going to break through to the wall. Yeah, it is. So this base is a little bit hodgepodge. There we go. Yeah, this base is a little bit hodgepodge. We don't need that. And any blocks that can give us some more bits, we may as well have them. Alright then, well, what we can do here is first repair the floor that I damaged. Oh my god, look at the hit points. These are like combat steel blocks. They have some pretty mental pretty mental things in them, like hardened steel and stuff. Yeah, we've got hardened steel plates, check that out. Alright, so we got some wood, and we also have some concrete. Now while we're doing our other shizzle, make 50 more of that, make 50 more of those, and then make 50 more concrete. Wherever that is, concrete. We should have the bits by then to produce. There we go. Alright then, let us. Oh my god, oh my god. Door was just glitching out on me then. Put the curve barriers away. And sort of start building, I guess. We can put these here. And probably get some more wood from the other place. Or we could just kind of strip that down. There we go. And that just gives us 4 planks back. Hang on, that gives us... That like basically doubles what we can get from that block. Because if I put that back here, that's 2 blocks. That was just from 1 block. So is that like a duplication error or something? Because I could literally just duplicate wood if that works all the time. I really want to see if that works, because that'd be a great thing to have. You have to duplicate stuff. Right, we'll do this. I'll do that. I think 1 last layer, and then we can put some curves on this. Swivel it. Add that on. And then rotate this. Drop that in. Drop that in. And yeah, we also have some other blocks being produced. Do we need this here? Is this just general supports? Well, we don't need this ventilator, because the ventilator is kinda not really required in this planet, because we have oxygen, so that can kind of mess off. Just producing 50 of the dust is, yeah, that's mad. Alright, what we do want to do is, well, maybe just put the block there. Can't really colour these at this time, so we're just going to have to deal with the ugliness that I've generated. That is the base that we have. Just looks terrible, doesn't it? And what I'm going to do is I'm sort of going to block this off and maybe maybe get a door. And if we have the ability to craft doors, we want bases. Do we have the ability to manufacture doors? Yeah, automatic doors. So we can actually make automatic doors. So that's cool. Where'd the automatic doors come under? We also get we need a control device to make the locker. Control device, control device, control device. There we go. So we'll build another control device after this. I think we have enough. Oh yeah, let's get these wooden blocks out of the way. Get the control device out of the way. And once that's done, we can build ourselves a locker. We get this locker, it means we can... Oh, no. Cancel, 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 cancel. Oh no, please don't say that. Let's just get rid of it. No. If you do that, it doesn't return back its resource. Shit. Bases. Did we unlock the locker? Armor locker for a base. Yeah, we unlocked it. But on here, it only says that... we probably need a normal... Yeah. So we want computers. Probably we want electronics as well. I've just selected that in error. Yeah. So we want electronics. We want 2 computers. 2 computers. Control device and some metal components. Right, 2 of them. And then we're also going to need cables. We're also gonna need 2 motors. I hate this. I hate having to come back to this, because this is what you always had to do at the start, and it's just frustrating. Need another computer. But we need another control device, and we also need some more metal components, metal pieces. So I remember when I first started playing this, and this was essentially what you'd have to do constantly. I think the other locker requires a bigger thing, because this one's only for small ships. It says small vessels and hover vessels. So yeah, we need a computer. So there we go. So as you make one, the other one gets sucked up. Control device, which probably needs a computer, doesn't it? No, okay, you just need like 2 of them. We'll make 4. We're starting to build stuff either way. We've got a clone chamber and stuff. More pipes. Electronics. And some more metal pieces. So with all of this, we should be able to get our large constructor and drop it in on the base somewhere. Metal components. Make 4 of them. That's 7. So we make 2 from 1. We should have a little bit left over there. Alright then, there you go. There we go. That's going to produce. We're going to finish sorting out this. Hopefully we can get that locker, because the locker's going to be super helpful. Rather than that, why didn't... I love it. I really do love how random this base is for blocks. Because it is. It's just a random hodgepodge assortment of shit. And you just kind of have to sift through it and deal with it. There we go. That looks better. That looks way better. The constructor should be done by now. Yeah, it's kind of sitting on it. I don't know if the power will have to be increased though on the base, because just general, you know. Once we place this down, we might use up all the base's power. Or might increase it 7-fold. If we put some blocks down here, so we get some more of these. And then do that. Pick up this concrete. Move it over 1. I'm hearing spiders. Why am I hearing spiders? What scratchy noises did I just hear? Right. So we want this placing just there, that'll do. Now the base's power consumption, let's hope it isn't too high. We have 17 hours worth of power, so that's fine. Everything that we had in the old constructor can now be moved to the new constructor. And then we hope they need a collect all button on these things, like thingies have. Just like one up here that says collect all. That would be really nice. Yeah, we're gonna need to come back, but what we're gonna need to try and do is see if we can get this thing built, and then once we have that built, we can hopefully change our change up our inventory. Look at all this other stuff we can build as well now. That's perfect. So we're gonna get that and control. There we go. That can go in the locker, and that can go in here. And now look at all these other things we can make. Yay! We can make a new armor locker. And of course this will stack up everything for us now, so we don't need to worry. It just does it. And we can build ventilators, grow lights. We have all these things and stuff. Let's build up this armor locker, so we'll be able to look at changing as suits look or whatever. Well, I don't know what this EVA boost is. It brings the armor down, but it means that you have like a plus to the jetpack. So sounds good, but don't know whether it is or not. Let's see what this does. This is a new block. This was actually the old cryo chamber, I think. It's been repurposed. So in here, oh no, this just, oh, the boosters, there we go. So if I go in here, get this booster, drop it over here, and put the booster on. And now means, so my armor is 135. That actually decreases my armor to nothing. However, my power goes down. My comfort zone goes to minus 200 degrees to 30 rather than minus 10, so I can withstand better. I can withstand better, more harsh environments. My jetpack factor goes up, which means I'll probably jump a bit more, and that's really all it has effect on. So that's what these boosters do. So that's EVA. So that's like going outward. But my boost actually works a lot more now. So that's good. It's good. So that's had some sort of impact. But the best part about it is you've put that factor on. However, it has impacts on everything else. So my armor's nothing now that I've got this on, but it means I can go further. I can go further and live longer in harsher climates, which again is good. But it's like, do you need that? Do you want that? It's a good trade-off, and I like having trade-off systems in games because it just makes it more of a thinking man's game where you're like, well, if I do this, I'm not going to have any armor, and if what am I going to encounter enemies? Am I going to do what? And again, just being able to boost a bit more now is useful, especially for me being Mr. Explorer. But again, my armor's nothing, so I've got to be careful not to take too many hits because it's going to go straight to my health rather than go, rather than get absorbed by the armor. So yeah, it's a weird one, but cool in its own way. These blocks are going to have to change. He says as they convert to the wrong thing. So I'm going to need some more concrete. There we go. And these build 10 times quicker than the others. Alright. That's what we're going to want to do. We're going to sort of put just like a slope in here. If I put this in, it's kind of not going to link up, is it? What I'd have to do is I'd kind of have to break down these. Get 2 more bits of concrete produced, which go really quickly. Oh no, I've just produced steel, haven't I? Okay. Oh, there you go. Always look at what you click before you click it, or you'll end up like me. I need 3. There we go. Now this will seal up the hole, but it's so I could shuffle that back and then maybe get rid of these supports here. Get rid of this like structure, and then we can just put these in, and then let's deconstruct. Destructing own and public structures will always return components. Returns intact blocks for own structures has a chance of returning intact blocks on public structures. Is that why? Yeah, that's a problem. I think because have I like claimed this as my own, this base? Is it mine? I'll make it private, so it's mine. So now I've done that, I should be able to strip things down and not have to and get the direct block back. There's only one way to find out. If I just strip off one of these. Yeah, so every building that I come across where I convert it to my own, I need to set it to private, because if I don't set it to private, I'll have this same issue where I have to keep regenerating the same blocks and losing componentry. So that's fun, that's interesting. I've got like a locker here as well, which is quite cool. So I could take the weapons I've got and drop them in the locker instead of the other place. But if I put these things in here, what does that enable me to do? So I can't really upgrade, can I? It's kind of... I don't like how the multi-tool doesn't have a durability. That'd be good to have a durability. I understand it's it's useful, but you get so many of these once you start collecting, other odds and sods at different bases. So I'd be happy with it just having a durability. Is it because it's not an armor type? Okay. So that's not going to work either way, because they're not armor types. So if I had different armor types, I can drop them in there. Right then. So we've got somewhat further in the game of Empyrion survival. The base is looking pretty shit in a sense. It looks pretty untidy, and the conversion to concrete will happen, and it will start to look a lot better. But I'm not doing too bad. We're not doing too bad. We've got pretty far, and it's getting there. We're just trying to set up a place that we can start building ships from. We have the large constructor now, so we have the ability to produce these other blocks. Of course, some things when we push forward we'll need an advanced constructor, but we won't need like repair bays and stuff like that yet, because we won't be able to afford them. So if you guys have enjoyed this episode of Empyrion, give it a thumbs up. Tell me what you want me to do. If you have any suggestions on what I should do, then cool. Maybe we could go on a really long-winded mission, going and trying to find places to strip down materials from. Or in the background, I could look at trying to strip down the back end of the Titan. The front end, sorry. And yeah, it's been really cool. Thank you guys for watching. If you've enjoyed, leave a thumbs up. If you haven't, you know the button is. Comment for anything you want me to do or anything you want me to check out, and I will see you guys later. Peace.